Okay. So we're going to try this one more time and see what happens.
All right. Fastest picks in history.
Right. But what I was saying about the teams earlier on is, Pals for Life really has a composition where they're all about, you're going to go where we tell you to go. And XsV really went for a counter CC kind of team. They've got the Thresh, which is really great with his box, his Death Sentence, his Flay. They've got Vayne with her Condemn, her Tumble to get out of sticky situations. Nasus has his Wither, his ultimate if he absolutely needs to use it. They had Jace with the knockback. This is taking a little bit longer than I wish it would. I wish they'd just lock in. But what I was trying to say is they're really centered around not being able to be grouped, and when they are grouped, they're devastating. I mean, Jace with his Acceleration Gate Shockwave, active game was not found. Did you get that?
Yes, I did.
It's still letting me watch it though. I don't know. And then
Awkward.
you've got your Ziggs with his ultimate. So, they're really trying to say, okay, Jarvan, jump on me with your Cataclysm. Vayne will condemn you against your own wall. Ziggs will ult on you, and Jace will just knock you around and fling pew-pews at you. So it's kind of they called same picks.
He hadn't picked his yet though, so
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why they're kind of trolling and hovering. I mean, we're just trying to get this game underway. There we go. There's the
Varus pick. And kind of continuing with what we said about how these high CC teams, Varus with his ultimate is going to be, they kind of have a lot of like the bouncing, they have between the Brand ult and the Varus ult. That could be bad news, if the Varus ult goes out in a team fight and then Brand follows that right up with his with his, I forget what his ultimate's called, but his ultimate, that's going to be able to bounce between all of the members of XsV, and that's going to be horrible.
Oh, you're talking about the Pyroclasm from
Yes,
Brand?
Pyroclasm.
You got to be up with those ultimate names, man.
I play Brand all the time too. I just derped.
It happens.
I was thinking Pillar of Flame, and I'm like, no, it's not Pillar of Flame, Seer, or his E, which is don't tell me. Conflag.
Yep.
All right, heading into the delay period.
So, we saw the first game. We saw XsV win very convincingly. What does Pals for Life need to do to make it so that doesn't happen again?
Well, the real turning point, I said it, at the end of the first game, and I'll say it again now, was the ward coverage from XsV that really kept their jungler from ganking. That might be a little bit harder this time, because Jarvan, once he hits level 2, Jarvan can start ganking. Whereas Malphite has to, kind of wait till he's, 4, 5, 6, till he starts ganking. So I feel like if Pal really wants to, keep that from happening again, they really need to invest in those vision wards. So that way, they have those pink wards, they can see where XsV is placing their wards, clear them out, and, hopefully, be able to stay on top of map awareness and map control. If they don't do that, we might see what we saw last time, where we have some heavy ganks coming in from the Parasomniac, winning lanes for people. As we saw, even though that Caitlyn got the first blood, the bot lane was able to come back. They were able to win with 2 successive ganks right from that Amumu. So I really feel like they could, if they really just keep to that strategy of the high ganks, then they should be able to take this just as well as they did the last time.
Yeah, so we're going to see what each team really brings into this. The Vayne pick, it's definitely different from the Twitch and the Draven that Glory has been playing all day. The Thresh is the same old Thresh. We're going to see a little bit of a different champion from NWO. Like I said, he's got such an extensive champion pool that he can really make anything work. So watching him play Ziggs is going to be interesting. But for the most part, they're comfort picks. They want to play their best. They want to lock down this game as quickly as possible and make sure that they get the advantage, they keep the advantage, and they run away with it.
Yeah, and I feel like the Ziggs pick is especially good against Brand. Brand to harass really has to. Brand kind of excels at being able to clear his lane very quickly, and be able to get that farm while also harassing at the same time. Between the spread conflagration and the AoE Pillar of Flame, he can really do that. Ziggs doesn't need the mana though to harass. He has his passive, where those really strong auto attacks, and if he wants to, if Brand's trying to engage and come in, with that Pillar of Flame Seer combo, all he has to do is just lay down the bomb pack and either run away or either push Brand away.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to be going into the loading screen here. I might have a bit of an issue with sometimes my game goes off into the corner. It kind of hides away from me. So we'll see if that happens or not. Yep, and it does. All right, so give me just a second.
Well, while they're in here, I can tell everyone what skins people have, so that way they'll be able to see when they come in. We see Ghost X Spirit running the Matador Alistar, very classic skin. Not my favorite Alistar skin, but it's still a good one. We see Ashard using the Cryocore brand, Mr. Freeze. We have Warren Kingdom's Jarvan. In my opinion, the dumbest Jarvan skin, but also my opinion for a reason. And yet, I can't see, everyone on XsV that I can see, Parasomniac, Dews, and Aereo, are all using classic skins for their champions. And when Swole and NWO's internet stops being a big derp, we'll be able to see them.
Yeah, big shout out to Fairpoint. Thank you for providing us with this wonderful internet that both NWO and Glory are working on right now. They're actually, I believe they're still home visiting family. Big birthday in the family coming up today. So I want to give a shout out to the birthday girl. Happy birthday.
Lily. I believe her name is Lily Fox. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose names, but I just did. So
they're home, representing their hometown of I Really Don't Care. And they're playing on that wonderful Fairpoint internet.
Yeah. And here I see Swole on Dragon Slayer Vayne and NWO on Pool Party Ziggs. So this bot lane, I'm really interested to see how this bot lane goes. We have Alistar. If he gets, even if they hook the Death Sentence Alistar, he can't take a lot of damage from Vayne, especially where she's all about that true damage and that tumble. Even if he just gets the 1-2-3 off very quickly, that's still a lot of damage that they're able to put out. Whereas with the Alistar. With the Alistar Vayne combo, the Alistar Varus combo, Varus is not a high burst champion. He pokes down with his Q, he has his E that he likes to use, to kind of poke down too. So it'll be kind of interesting. They're gonna, their purple side is gonna be playing a little bit more passively, hopefully. Well, XsV is just gonna go with that aggression that they know.
All right, so we're going into it. I turned off all chat, but it's still there. So you guys are going to be able to see the all chat between the two teams. All right, so let's. We had this conversation last time. Let's bring all of the players against each other so you can have a quick look at what everything's going on. We've got our junglers up at the top, followed by our AD carry and support, and then our tops, and then our mids. So let's take it away with a little bit of commentary, play-by-play. Let's take it away to the Wizard Man.
All right. Well, we see purple team. Pal is coming in. You know, they're sitting in this bush. It looks like they know that Nasus likes to start that red. It looks like they might be trying to start there, but it looks like they're gonna back off a little bit and go start these wolves. But we still have the Shen and Brand. Oh no, so they're backing out. We see Nasus moving up to those wraiths to take those, dropping that Spirit Fire, and looks like we're not gonna really see any too much of a hard engage here in the beginning. Shen is just sitting in that bush there right outside Dragon. Maybe, hopefully, trying to catch either Nasus or Ziggs, you know, going to that mid lane.
All right, so it looks like business as usual. Going to the beginning, we do have Jarvan pretty low. Nasus, Parasomniac's doing pretty well. So it's really going to be what jungle can get the most control early on.
Something I'd like to note out just very quickly here. Look at top lane. Shen actually has started the game with no items. He has his 5. He has almost like 600 gold right now. You know, he has that. But, you know, with Jay starting with that red pot, that's just going to let him snowball so hard. And here we have first blood down in the bot lane. We have the Jarvan came in, and we see that the thresh is very low. We have the Jarvan getting the kill on that Vayne. So, you know, this is almost looking like an exact remnant of last game where, you know, their bot lane gets that first blood, but who knows what jungler presence could do to help change that.
Yeah, it was a good bait by Alistair. He got really low, went back into the bush. They chased him, and they weren't expecting that Jarvan to show up. So as soon as he got that jump in, and we've got the death sentence on Alistair. That one hit from the turret, not enough to take him down.
We see Vayne coming in with the flash tumble, but just can't get to that Alistar in time. But as I was saying, you know, Jarvan can gank very early, and it's those types of things that's going to win Pal this game if they keep that up.
A lot of damage going down on Ziggs. Got the ignite down. That might take him out, and that's the second kill.
Wow. That was a really good play by Ashtard there with the, you know, placing that ignite down just at the right opportune moment. So that way, just that last final tick. And here we see them going in. Vayne going in, getting the third hit off. Varus getting down that slow. Flash, but Exhaust still going down on him. Wither. See the Spirit Fire go down. And there we go. But can he get one more? And no, he can't. But we also see Shen coming down, teleporting to the bot lane, taking massive amounts of damage. And is he going to die? It looks like he might also try and go for it, but no. But Alistar and Shen being brought down very, very low, teleporting out of that top lane. And they're just going to let Jace free farm. Jace is already up 25-12.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you don't really want to see too much on bot lane. You know, Glory had 2 very close to kills, but when you can't quite get that final hit, that final amount of damage, it really, you got to chalk it up to it was a little bit of a waste of time in lane. And now it's showing because you've got Jarvan coming down, you've got the Brand, and she jumps out of the way of the Q. Still not enough.
Definitely. And one thing I kind of see this, you know, they have this tri-bush warded. I'd like to see them maybe move that ward up a little bit more to right around this bend, so that way they could see things like the Brand coming down, and you know that the Jarvan coming in there. But looks like we might have a little bit of. Let me see. This is actually something interesting. Brand only has 7 CS, whereas Ziggs is up to 30 right now. Granted, Brand has 2 kills on top of Ziggs, so if we look at the gold, Ziggs is behind. But however, CSs can oftentimes, you know, as long as you can stay up there, you know, the kills won't matter that much. If he can stay on top of CS more than Brand, maybe even get a kill or 2 on him with the help of the jungler, then they'll definitely be able to, you know, I feel like win that lane.
Now, we've got this Jace just kind of bullying Shen up top. When you look at it, Jace has got 40 farm. Shen's got 23. Jace still has the fort pot. So I'm expecting kind of a jump from Jace pretty soon. Maybe wait for Shen to blow his ultimate, or maybe even try to bait it out to see if Shen will use his ultimate defensively. But pretty soon is going to be the time where Jace really should make a move, try to get a little bit more of that lane dominance so that
It might be right here. We see the Shentok going down on top of Jace. We see the J4 come in with that EQ combo. He runs away and pops that red pot, which is, I would say, saved his life. Very good play by him to get out of there in time.
And that was a very good play by Pals. They get the summoner, they get the fort pot. It was definitely a great exchange for them. Make Jace really rethink what he's doing. We've got Nasus coming down. He's got the Wither down on Alistair. He's going to walk away.
We see some harassment going down in the mid lane. Ziggs trying to basically push his brand out of lane. Going out of lane with 350 health. Ziggs being able to stay in lane, a little bit low on mana, but still has the health.
And one of the other things that we want to look at, the farm difference in bot lane is actually a little bit interesting because all day Glory has been kind of the king of farm as an AD, and he's actually trailing to Varus 28 to 43, 29 to 43 now. So he's really going to need to pick that up, get a little bit more farm in this lane. That way he can start getting his items just as well. He does have that one kill, but he wants to stay even in CS as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, once they get a gank off, they could kill that Varus. They could definitely even out the lanes a little bit, give him the time that he needs to farm up and catch back up and farm. He's only 17 down, nothing, that's too astronomical that he wouldn't be able to get, but it's definitely enough where there is a certain difference in gold. There, and actually, I eat my own words as I say them. Varus is only roughly about 40 gold ahead of Swole.
Yep, that one kill definitely helps out Swole. The only thing to be worried about is if Varus gets a kill. If Varus gets a good gank, now he's up by quite a bit. So, just playing safe, which isn't always Glory's strong point. He's always normally pretty aggressive, but if he can play safe, stay safe for the next couple of minutes and just farm up, I'm pretty sure he'll turn into that hyper carry that Vayne's known to be.
Definitely, and even if you look at their team is a very late game team. So maybe last game where they wanted to push the lanes and they wanted to end their game early. This game they are kind of taking a more stand back offish approach. Once that Jace gets some item, once he gets damage, that poke is going to be absolutely absurd. Vayne only gets stronger the more the game goes on, and the same with Ziggs. Ziggs can only get more AP that he needs.
Yeah, I also want to bring up the fact that Ziggs is doing a really good job of pushing away Brand. He's got his slow, he's got his damage, and he's doing really great of getting that kind of lane advantage. We've got Alistair coming in, and there's the knock-up into the Cataclysm, and man, that J4 does not want bot to get any kind of advantage. We've got the ult coming down. It's not enough, unfortunately, and that's a double kill for Varus.
And that puts him now a solid 600 gold ahead of Vayne, which is definitely all. And it looks like they might be rotating down towards Dragon to try and take this, which would be a huge gold swing for them. And in mid lane, we see Brand almost going down. We see the Shen ult going down on him. So close, and down goes Brand. Jarvan coming down in on the Ziggs. And we got 4 in the mid lane. Taking down that Ziggs.
We're getting quite a bit of kills on Palace for Life. I'm a little bit nervous. This isn't quite the game that we saw last game, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think just one good group team fight, and XsV can definitely bring it back, but I think that this might be do or die right here on this Dragon fight.
Definitely. They're kind of, a couple of them are very low. We get the J4 low. We see the Vayne coming in, popping the ult, gets the shutdown on the Jarvan, going in, gets one shot off on the Varus, but pushes them away. And now XsV is going to go for this Dragon. Yet again, only 600 gold down as far as team versus team gold. So this will definitely, and that puts them ahead by 400 gold that they need.
And that's something that I do want to bring up for some of the people who are watching. I know that a lot of players, especially in lower elos, they like to say, kills are everything. Kills are everything. But you can look at it right now and definitely see that that's not the case. I mean, Pals for Life is winning in kills, if you want to look at it that way. They're winning 7-3. However, XsV, as we get another kill, they're now up 1.8 thousand gold.
And and we also see that even coming more with that first turret going down. And I would like to say this Ziggs is doing, NWO on Ziggs is doing very, very well. Shutting down, and like we were saying, well, kills are everything. Well, you look at the mid lane, Ziggs is now 2-2-0, Brand 2-2-1. Ziggs is, 70-80 farm. He's more than double the Brand farm. You look at top lane, 67-60, it's a slight lead. CS of the AD carry, Swole is, he's only 15 behind, still not that bad. And Nasus is, a solid 17 creep score ahead of Jarvan. So, the gold, the creep score is definitely making up for that. And it's like these objectives, they came in, they saw that Pal was very low, pushed them off, got a couple kills off that dragon, took the dragon themselves, and they were able to push mid lane. So I think it's, making those, timing those objectives right will definitely be very good.
Yeah, and as long as they can keep their head in the game, as long as they can keep down, like you said, they are a very late game team. We've got Jace putting out the poke on Shen, quarter lifing him like it's no big deal, and as long as they keep making the right decisions and picking the right fights, they shouldn't have too much of an issue. The gold is in their favor, and it's probably going to continue to be in their favor as long as they play everything correctly.
Definitely. We see some pressure going down on bot lane. J4 leaves, but then we see Swole going in, getting down some damage on Varus. We see Jarvan coming back in. Nasus getting down the siphoning strike. We see a teleport going down. Shen coming into the fight, but doesn't get down because Jace knocks him out of it. We see Vayne knocking J4 out of his ult, condemning him through the wall. We see him trying to get some damage down on Alistar. Alistar actually kills the Vayne, but gets pulled back out, and then Parasomniac with the siphoning strike.
So that's a 3-for-1 so far. We've got Jace versus Shen up top. The Ignite going down on Shen. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't
Sadly,
look like
no.
it. So that was the kind of thing that I was talking about. I mean, it just took one little lapse in pressure from J4, and they came in. I mean, look at the damage that Ziggs is doing to this Brand. That ultimate onto the Cataclysm, like I told you, that condemn out of his Cataclysm, that was really a huge play for XsV because now it's 7-8. Now they're up by, almost 4,000 gold 14 minutes into the game. They've got 2 turrets. Things are looking good.
Yeah, and definitely, when he had to, he condemned out of that Cataclysm and got out. Alistar had to flash on top of him to get the kill. So that was, and it was Alistar who got the kill on Vayne. So that was good. It was a 3-for-1 where your support got the kill onto the enemy AD carry. So it wasn't too big of a loss. Like it's a shame that he has to go down, but. He's still in this, obviously. He's just finished his Blade of the Ruin King, which is going to be a great choice against, these, 3 out of the 5 players on Pal are very beefy with the Alistar, the Jarvan, and the Shen. So that Blade of the Ruin King is definitely going to help, and it's also just a great item on Vayne in general. And we see him, he's kind of dancing around the turret. We see the ult, we see the Shen ult go down, but he might be able to get away, but no, he can't because of the blight damage that's on Varus' W.
While they do that, however, I do want to bring up some interesting things. Look at the farm difference between Ziggs and Brand. You've got Ziggs at 107, Brand at 61. Ziggs has got 3 kills to Brand's 2. I mean, when we pull up the gold, altogether, Ziggs has made 5.2 thousand, and Brand is 3.9. Now, on an AP carry, that's huge because you need to get those bursty items, and you need to get them soon. Because if you don't, your team's not going to be able to rely on you. And then we look at the AD carries. You've got Vayne with 4.7, and you've got Varus with 5. So when it comes down to your carries, as we see Varus get obliterated, really.
Oh, and there we see the Pyroclasm go out, dealing massive damage, but Ziggs manages, just dies to the last tick. And here we see Swole coming in, maybe hoping to get a kill or 2 off. But so far for there, that was a 3 for 2, where Jace is just sitting up in that bot lane, and he's just able to just sit there and farm. 107 to 72 farm for him.
He's also got 1,000 gold on hand right now, as Vayne is just becoming a turret. She's already almost to the point where we're hitting hyper carry status. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that, hey, we're just going to keep farming. That way, every time we come into a fight, Palace for Life caught them out 4 for 2, and they still got a 3 for 2 out of that. So even if you catch us out, we're so well farmed. We've got so much money, so many items so early that we really don't care. We can still take you on.
And I'd like to also just note, while Vayne might be 2-5 and 3, Varus 3-3-2, and also up in CS, as far as the gold difference goes, he's only about 300 gold behind, so it's not too big of an issue. It's something that he could definitely come back from. And here we see Jace running away. We have 4 collapsing in on him on the top lane. Shen looking to get that taunt off. He's trying to stagger it. He gets it off, but acceleration game might just be up in time. It is, so he's still able to get away quickly with taking minimal damage.
While they do that, however, we've got Thresh and Vayne down, just taking on Dragon. And it looks like they're going to get that for free.
Definitely, and that's just going to be huge. We see right now they were 3K gold ahead, and now they're 4K gold ahead, and it's just things like that. Like we said, they secured both Dragons last game, so it'll definitely be one of the things that matter in sort of this gold CS race is who can get those Dragons, who can get the global objectives.
All right. And we do have a couple of people coming over from XsV Talent Gaming 2. If you just saw BDG beat Asian Glow, we want to welcome you over. We're only 18 minutes into the game. It pretty even in kills, 10-11 in favor of Palace for Life. However, the gold difference is saying something completely different. You've got 28K to XsV versus 23.9, almost 24 to Palace for Life. I want to say congratulations to BDG for hitting 3rd place. Congratulations to Asian Glow. Even though you were in 4th place, you did still give a heck of a fight. You did still make all of us proud, for having you here. So we're going to keep going on, looking at the Jace farm. I can't get over it as Vayne just almost 1v1s that Varus, and then Shen comes out to save him. And they get the kill. A little bit too confident on Glory at that point.
Yeah, I think they really need to keep in mind they've been kind of screwed over a couple times by that by the Shen ult. So I feel like they really need to time that, and they really need to know, hey, his ult is up. I shouldn't be doing this. Or whether they say, all right, well, Shen ult is down. Let's go Dragon. Let's go catch this person out of position.
Definitely. So we've got a little bit of pushes. Shen's teleport and his ultimate are both down. So there isn't too much he can do as far as getting from one place to another for a couple of minutes. Jace is just not leaving that top tower alone, which is really good because it makes them have to deal with him. He's got so much farm. He's got 143 right now. He's got, the brutalizer. He's got so many different things that he can do. Tier 2 boots. He's got his tier. He's just really well stacked right now for only 20 minutes in. So they can't just leave him alone, because if they do, he's just going to take all of the turrets and he's going to push you into your base without you even noticing.
Definitely, and he is doing a very good job of just sitting here top lane, farming, pushing these turrets. Hasn't died, sees that J4 coming in, knows to get away, but he's kind of just going to hide in this bush and use that EQ to hopefully farm up a little bit more.
Yep, and we've got Glory down bottom, trying to pick up a little bit of CS. I mean, it's starting to get 40 CS away. It's starting to get a little bit insurmountable. So he really needs to focus on farming and a little bit less on 1v1ing Varus.
Yeah, and it's he's obviously probably frustrated. They realize that you know Swole is definitely their carry. He is the person who makes the plays, who gets the kills, and does who does most of the damage. So they recognize that, and they've done a pretty good job at effectively shutting him down. He's 2-6-3, as compared to the Varus's 3-3-3. So they obviously did a good job of identifying their threats and dealing with it. And here, as I was talking about how they need to clear out that wards, we see Alistar with the Oracles clearing out that ward around Dragon. That should be up fairly soon, so they would like to obviously stop them from being able to take another global objective.
We also have Shen's ultimate coming up soon, so that could be a big play as to if they want to engage on something or not. Jace is still up top, Vayne is down bottom. This might be a good time for them to dive in and try to make something happen.
Yeah, definitely. We see the pings going out respectively. They want to XsV saying, well, I want the blue buff before we really do anything. Pal going up, they're trying to just constantly catch that Jace out of position, but he's very good at knowing when the enemy team is coming in and when to leave.
All right, so we're starting to get grouped up on XsV's side. And they're going after that Alistar. They might end up getting him out of position, actually.
Missed the shockwave acceleration gate, but oh wow, as he's flipping, uses the pulverize to get him out. And we see them going down. They're just going hard on this Alistar. They take him out. Pal is kind of circling around. They're not entirely sure what they should be doing. We see the Jace kind of using the acceleration gate. They're trying to get up closer, maybe into position for something else, but pinging down for where there is a ward.
So they've got 18 seconds on Alistar. XsV might actually make something happen here depending on their positioning. They're going to start doing damage on this turret. And there's the hook onto Varus. And can they get him down in time? The Cataclysm goes out. There's the ultimate.
Varus actually shooting his ult the opposite direction of the rest of XsV. And here we see Swole going in, using that ultimate to play cleanup. And that was a 1 for 3 there, with Brand also getting very low. They might be able to take out this turret and the inhibitor, and maybe even potentially one of the Nexus turrets.
Yeah, we've got 15 seconds on Shen, 16 on Varus, and 16 on Jarvan. They're just going to go back. They're pinging Dragon, so it's always good to get that global gold. They finally got the kill lead. They're up almost 8,000 gold, 5 turrets to 1. It's pretty much just, keep the momentum solid, get that Dragon, get that global objective, and then come back for another fight.
Yeah, definitely. That was a smart move by them. They realized, hey, we're kind of low. They're going to be up soon. Let's go back rather than try and push and take these turrets. Rather, we're just going to go back. We're going to take this dragon, get some gold, and peace out. Here we see Ziggs. Ziggs is kind of doing some work. He's got the poke going on. Constantly. He's already. Our Brand's half health. Alistar is maybe a third health. Varus was low health, and they're kind of going in, but. He's doing a very good job at kiting, and you see the Alistar and Jarvan kind of going down on Vayne, but backing off.
So we have the hook down on Jarvan, and alright, it's a little bit of poke, nothing much. Oh, we've got Jace going down on the Varus and the Alistar. He gets exhausted, the acceleration gate shockwave into the NWO ult.
And boom goes the dynamite. He flashes over the wall, tries to get there, gets the double kill. We see the Jace Shock Blast coming out. He's running up, flips onto that J4, slows him. J4 EQs away, getting on top. But in comes Nasus, who's just withering and using that Siphoning Strike ults while J4 is in the Cataclysm, so that way he can still Siphoning Strike and wither him. That was a great play there. And here we see that was 4 for 1 yet again. They were making these trades where they're getting one person, but then they're losing 3 or 4 of their teammates. And now, especially with the Nasus, the Vayne, and the Jace, they're going to be able to just rip through these towers like nothing. And with only Shen and Varus left up, I really question how much they can do. We see it go down. We see the death sentence onto Varus go out, but Thresh is the only person on there. Vayne kind of walking around trying to get the hits down almost taking down Shen, but instead switching over to the Varus. The Shen all going down on Varus, but it's not enough. Varus goes down. We see the Pyroclasm comes out, but it only goes on to Vayne as he flashes away, and we see the shield coming out.
And the barrier was definitely a good save against the turret. That turret would have taken her down along with the passive from Brand. I want to say that fight, that 4-for-1 exchange, Vayne wasn't really even in that fight at all at the beginning. And then when they started coming back, that's when Vayne started doing more damage. So it really goes to show that XsV can really win this game without their AD carry if necessary.
Well, by having the Jace and having him, he's built the Brutalizer, the tier just now turning into the Miramana. He has the Brutalizer, the Miramana, and the Bloodthirster. He is able to, if they really need to, in those engages, between Thresh and Nasus, he can almost, he can transform into the AD carry. As long as they peel for him, he can stand back, use that overpower, to get down some heavy damage, use his Shockblade combos, and then if they're in a fight, and here comes in Vayne, well, he can now immediately go into hammer stance and then start dealing some massive damage.
Yeah, and there's Varus. He walked through Zig's little minefield, or if you want to call it the water balloon field, and just by walking through 3 of those, he gets half health. So Ziggs is at a point where you have to do something about him, or else he's just going to take down your whole team. He's got the AoE damage, he's got the slow, he's got his ultimate. He has to be dealt with, but at the same time, who do you focus? Because if you deal with him first, Vayne's going to knock you around, and Vayne's going to do all that damage. If you don't focus him, he's going to kill you. And if you focus him and somehow try to focus Vayne, Jace is right on top of you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they did a really good job. Here we see Jace going in on top lane, gets it down. The Alistar has to ult, but just the slows are too much. You see him going down, almost getting out, and here they're trying to feed this to Vayne. Going down, Jace taking down the turret in the meantime, so their team can continue moving behind. Varus completely missing his ult, going in. Jace jumping on and just absolutely destroying him. And here we see the J4 coming in. Vayne trying to go on top of that Bram, but luckily he gets away with the flash. So we have 2 going down, and most of XsV are still just full health.
And they're going to burst down this turret as much as they can. I don't see there being too much resistance on that, and they're going to move to... Oh, they're going to ult Brand. And almost get him. They didn't.
Had he had his Leandry's finish off, that would have been an absolute kill. But luckily it wasn't. And there we see the GGs coming out by Varus. Looks like they're just going to try and maybe take down this turret and then hopefully end the game.
We've got the damage going down to Alistair. It's pretty much, can we stop them? No? Okay. At this point, there's just so much damage, so many different carries, that you can't focus all of them at the same time, and Thresh is doing a great job, always, landing those death sentences. Just when you think you're safe, you've got a hook in your face.
Exactly. He's, Deuce is very, very good on Thresh. Vayne almost trying to kill the Bram, but the taunt into it, and there we see the Nexus go down.
All right, so we've got GGs everywhere. Say congratulations to XsV Talent Gaming for winning our tournament. They have proven that they do, in fact,